The sun sets over the iconic Wimbledon courts, casting a golden glow on the center court grass. The crowd's roar still echoes faintly as Yanni, the newly crowned Wimbledon champion, steps up to the microphone for a post-match interview. The air is electric with triumph and emotion. Interviewer, Wimbledon champion, Yanni, you're always welcome here. What a breathtaking performance out there today. We saw that poignant moment at the end where you bent down and gently patted the grass. It gave us all goosebumps. What was going through your mind in that moment, Yanni? Honestly, it was a flood of emotions. I looked up and saw my family in the stands, their faces lit with pride, and my team, who've been with me through every high and low, celebrating this moment. It's the most beautiful thing I could ever ask for. Of course, there were personal thoughts swirling too. The last month hasn't been easy, and to stand here now, on this court, soaking in this victory, it's overwhelming in the best way. Lifting this trophy is a dream come true, but seeing my loved ones share in this joy? That's what makes it unforgettable. Interviewer, you mentioned the last month hasn't been easy. 5 weeks ago, things looked very different with a tough result at Roland Garros. How did you turn it around? What was the conversation you had with yourself to achieve such a stunning result today? Yanni, it's never easy to bounce back from a loss like that. I had to sit with the disappointment, let it sink in, and accept it. That takes time, you know? But I kept telling myself to stay focused, to keep believing in my game and my journey. The key was surrounding myself with people who lift me up. My team, my parents, my family. They love me for who I am, not just for my results. My dad got emotional when I walked onto the court against Novak in the semis, and seeing that reminded me why I do this. We came here a week early, put in one of the best practice weeks of my career, and it all clicked today. Having that support system and staying true to the process made all the difference. Interviewer, that's so heartfelt. Yanni, it's been a roller coaster season, both on and off the court, and now you have 2 major titles under your belt. What are you most proud of this year? Yanni, I'm proud of a lot, but if I had to pick, it's staying true to myself. Success can change people, but I'm determined to keep my core values intact. For me, it's about having good people around me, people like my coach Simona and my mentor Darren, who give me so much perspective and guidance. Seeing them laugh, having fun, and sharing these moments with me, that's the real win. Winning big titles like Wimbledon is why we grind every day, but it's the relationships and the journey that make it meaningful. I feel so lucky to have them in my corner, showing me the way and helping me grow, not just as a player but as a person. Interviewer, you and Carlos have dominated the last 7 majors, trading titles back and forth. What does having such a fierce rival mean to you, and how does it shape your game? Yanni, having Carlos as a rival is a gift. He pushes me to my limits, and I know I do the same for him. Even today, after winning, I walked off the court thinking, okay, I could have done a few things better. That's what a rivalry like this does. It keeps you hungry, keeps you working. Off the court, we have a great friendship, which makes it even more special. On the court, it's all-out war, but in the best way. It's not just about me and Carlos, though. There are so many talented players out there, and getting to a Grand Slam final means overcoming incredible obstacles. Our rivalry is great for us and for tennis. It brings out the best in the sport. Interviewer, Nike released an ad featuring you with the tagline, "Winning heals everything." What do you think of that? And what went into your process of healing after Roland Garros? Yanni, I wouldn't say winning heals everything. For me, it's about finding happiness on and off the court. Winning makes things feel a bit lighter, sure, but true healing comes from the journey, having a smile on your face through the grind. I'm 23 now, and if I'm lucky and stay healthy, I could play for another 10 or 15 years. That's the goal, but it's about enjoying the process, staying grateful, and keeping perspective. Success is the cherry on top, but the real healing comes from surrounding myself with love and staying true to why I started playing this game. Interviewer, speaking of enjoying the moment, you're known for your ground strokes, but how do your dancing skills compare? Any plans to celebrate tonight? Yanni, oh, my dancing is terrible. I'm probably going to embarrass myself at the Champions Ball tonight, but honestly, I don't care. Being in this position, holding this trophy, it's the best kind of embarrassment. I'm just going to soak it all in, have fun, and maybe try not to trip over my own feet. Interviewer, that's the spirit. Yanni, it's been incredible watching you shine today. Congratulations again on becoming a Wimbledon champion. Thanks for sharing this moment with us. Yanni, thank you so much. It means the world to be here and share this with all of you. Scene fades as Yanni waves to the crowd, the Wimbledon trophy gleaming in his hands, a symbol of resilience, heart, and the power of a dream realized. The road to Wimbledon was never a straight line for Yanni. Born in a small town where tennis courts were more myth than reality, he grew up swinging a racket against a cracked concrete wall, dreaming of center court. His parents, neither wealthy nor connected, believed in his fire. They'd drive hours to get into tournaments, their old car rattling with every mile, his mother's homemade sandwiches packed in the back. Those early days taught him grit, the kind that doesn't come from coaching manuals but from scraping by and still showing up. 5 weeks ago, Roland Garros had been a gut punch. A semifinal loss to a rising star left Yanni questioning everything. The headlines were brutal. Yanni's collapse. Can he bounce back? Social media was worse, with armchair critics dissecting his every forehand. But Yanni didn't retreat. He went home, sat with his team, and had the kind of raw, honest conversations that cut through doubt. Simona, his coach, reminded him to trust his instincts. Darren, his mentor, told him to laugh more, to loosen the grip of pressure. His parents, ever his anchor, just hugged him and said, "You're enough." The week before Wimbledon, Yanni and his team descended on London early. They rented a quiet practice court, away from the buzz of SW19, and got to work. Mornings were for drills, footwork, serves, volleys. Afternoons were for strategy, studying opponents' patterns. Evenings were for bonding, team dinners, bad jokes, and Simona's famously awful karaoke renditions. It was the best practice week of Yanni's life, not because of the shots he hit, but because of the trust he rebuilt in himself. Match day arrived, and center court was a cauldron of anticipation. Yanni's opponent was a titan, a player who'd won this title before. The first set was a dogfight, tied at 6-6 before Yanni edged it in a tiebreak. The crowd roared, sensing an upset. The second set was tighter, Yanni's backhand singing down the line, his serves finding corners. By the third set, he was a force, moving with a grace that belied the months of struggle. When the final point landed, a cross-court forehand that kissed the line, Yanni dropped to his knees. He patted the grass, not out of ritual but reverence, a thank you to the court, to the game, to himself, to I in the locker room. His phone buzzed with messages. His dad's text was simple, "Proud of you always." His sister sent a video of their dog barking at the TV, tail wagging as Yanni's face flashed across the screen. Simona and Darren were there, too, their smiles wide, their hugs tight. This was the victory, Yanni thought. Not just the trophy, but the people who carried him here. The rivalry with Carlos was the talk of the tennis world. 7 majors, split between them, each match a chess game played at lightning speed. Off the court, they were friends who'd grab coffee and trade stories about their hometowns. On the court, they were warriors, each point a battle of wills. Yanni respected Carlos's relentless energy, his ability to chase down every ball. It made Yanni better, sharper, hungrier. He knew the next generation was coming, players with big serves and bigger dreams. But for now, this rivalry was tennis's heartbeat. As Yanni prepared for the champion's ball, he caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror, trophy in hand. He was 23, still young, still learning. The weight of the last month lifted, not because he won, but because he remembered why he played. For the love of the game, for the people who believed in him, for the kid who once swung a racket against a concrete wall, dreaming of this very moment I'd tee the ball, he'd dance. Badly, he admitted with a laugh. But it didn't matter. The music would play, the crowd would cheer, and Yanni would move through it all with a smile, carrying the weight of a champion and the heart of a dreamer.